At the South Station, Max, Laura, and Steve suddenly get a loud rating that it's off the chart. When it disappears, Steve gets something on the radar. The mystery machine is driving through a desert. A sandstorm kicks in Shaggy and accidentally makes a turn onto government property. And subsequent sighting of a UFO causes Shaggy to lose control of the vehicle and crashes it into a cactus. Mystery Incorporated finds themselves on the outskirts of a small town. While Scooby-Doo and Shaggy stay with the rest of the band, the rest of Mystery Incorporated walk into the direction of a town ahead. They get to a local diner to ask for directions. While waiting, Shaggy and Scooby fight over a Scooby snack they find. Shaggy and Scooby then encounter a fictional animal called a jackalope. When they chase it into the mouth of a cave, they see a glow in the distance. Two aliens that approach them from behind and chase them towards the diner. Shaggy and Scooby run into the diner in panic, claiming to have seen aliens. The diner waitress, Dottie, says that they never see the aliens, but see strange lights and hear strange sounds at night. The chief, Sergio, well, says that a month ago, local cattle vanished overnight without a trace, and a lot of people moved away. A man named Lester claims to have been abducted once before and believes them. He also says that he has pictures. The gang goes into his house to see them, but they turn out nothing more than paintings by Lester. Lester then offers to let the gang stay for the night. Daphne and Velma sleep in a bunk bed, and Fred sleeps on Lester's couch. Scooby and Shaggy sleep on the roof and are abducted. Scooby is the first to see the same two aliens they ran from earlier and wakes Shaggy. The aliens then touch Scooby and Shaggy's forehead while the two of them panic. The aliens buckle them to beds. The aliens then push wires on them, which tickle Shaggy and Scooby. Scooby manages to break free from the buckles and runs with Shaggy's bed and while the aliens pursue. Eventually they are trapped in and a third alien comes forward with some sort of alien taser. The two black out. The next day the two find themselves in the middle of nowhere. They are awakened by a hippie chick performer, Crystal, and her golden retriever, Amber. Scooby and Shaggy fall over heels in love the moment they lay eyes on them. Crystal and Amber give them a ride back to the diner. Scooby's making more moves than Shaggy. They meet the rest of the gang there with Lester, who catch on to them being in love. They are so smitten that for the first and only time they have no appetite. When Crystal and Amber leave, Shaggy and Scooby get all washed up for when they can see them again. Go to a mechanic and ask if he can fix their vehicle. He says he'll look over it. They then meet Max, who works at the South Station. They help him load up oil. Crystal and Amber drive Shaggy and Scooby off to go looking for the jackalope. Shaggy tries to make the jackalope seem bigger. With no avail, Scooby picks flowers for Amber, who licks him on the cheek. Scooby rejoices greatly. When Shaggy tries the same thing, a spider gets into his shirt and he freaks out, still impressing Crystal towards the end. Velma, Daphne, and Fred meet the crew of South. Velma becomes suspicious and she sees dried mud on their boots since they are in the desert. Later, she decides to take the gang to a canyon where she presumes a river might run. The canyon proves to be dry, but they find mining equipment and gold in the caves. Meanwhile, military police make Shaggy, Scooby, Crystal, and Amber leave the area as it's government property. Crystal then tells Shaggy she's really a government agent and not a photographer. She wants him to go back in. Shaggy and Scooby aren't sure, but when they use their charm on them, they agree. Amber licks Scooby's cheek and he just laughs. Shaggy leads them to the cave where he first saw the aliens and the jackalope disappear. They quickly hide inside when the MPs come back, but are able to trick them into leaving by pretending that Scooby's tail is a snake. A real snake then scares Shaggy and Scooby into going further into the cave with Crystal and Amber close behind. They also discover the gold, but are then found and chased by the aliens and the MPs and the gang too. The gang gets trapped in a net while Scooby and the others fall off a ledge after being cornered by the MPs. After the aliens and their MPs after them, the aliens are really the South crew. They explain that they stumbled upon this cave while searching for ground to place another South dish. Since it was on government land, they decided not to report it and plan to keep it that way. They're also revealed to be the aliens who abducted Shaggy and Scooby, that the UFO was a dressed-up helicopter, and the UFO interior was a movie set. Meanwhile, the others wake up and find themselves deep in the cave, still close to another ledge. When the MPs show up, Shaggy and Scooby try to protect them by doing kung fu moves. The MPs aren't afraid. Crystal and Amber then scare them off by revealing their alien selves. That gives the boys the credit. The MPs come running to the crew. When all they see is Scooby and the others, they send them back. This time when Shaggy and Scooby do the kung fu moves, the MPs grab them and threaten them. Crystal and Amber then reveal their alien selves to all of them and scare the MPs off. Shaggy and Scooby didn't see the change, so when they turn around to see them, they run off. The South members then try to capture them, and as danger draws near, Shaggy and Scooby come to the rescue and defeat the bad guys. Crystal and Amber explain they're aliens from planet 20 light years away from Earth, and that they have dressed and acted the way they did because they had gotten their information on Earth from TV and radio programs from the 1960s and assumed that the people of Earth still talked and dressed like that. Also turns out that the UFO that ran the gang off the road in the beginning was actually Crystal and Amber's ship, which South had tracked. Crystal and Amber have to get back to their home planet, but they share a heartfelt goodbye with Shaggy and Scooby. The South agents and MPs are arrested by the authorities, and Buck comes by with the mystery machine all fixed up. Buck explains that the radiator patch he put on will hold until they get to the city and charges them for $30 for it. Fred and the gang are happy the van is finally fixed, and as Fred gives Buck the money for his repairs, he questions the mechanic on why he was out in the desert one day. Buck, though obviously very reluctant, reveals to Fred and the girls that a hobby of his is collecting pressed flowers, which was why he was out in the desert that day. Fred and the girls are surprised to learn this, but note that the flowers Buck collected are very beautiful. Buck explains that he prefers keeping this particular hobby of his a secret, and Velma, Daphne, and Fred agree not to tell anyone. After Buck leaves, Daphne notices Shaggy and Scooby staring up at the sky, obviously still sad about Crystal and Amber leaving. Fred and the girls feel bad for Shaggy and Scooby. They help the duo feel a little better by giving them some Scooby snacks. The gang then drives away to see the jackalope watches them leave. They then looks up at the sky and sees a shooting star pass by.